It could very well be the toughest ticket in college baseball here at the Fayetteville Regional in the South. To get a ticket for the Hog Pen, how about arriving about 10 in the morning just to get a spot 8 hours before first pitch? Arkansas, TCU, major showdown, Hogs and Frogs, next. Welcome to Saturday Night College Baseball, the NCAA tournament, and the championship presented by Capital One. Not a seat to be found tonight in the winner's bracket, Arkansas TCU, and the winner gets to the regional final and a very close step to the Super Regionals. Greetings, Jim Barber and Scott Pose, who started Arkansas and with two College World Series teams with the Razorbacks. Well, standing room only tonight. Many Major League Baseball scouts. You played before big crowds. How does that compare?
This is why you come to college to play baseball, for moments like this. You've got 11,000 people in the stands. You've got two Major League arms on the mound for a chance to win a regional and ultimately go to Omaha. Doesn't get any better than this.
Now you mentioned that Isaiah Campbell today named an All-American for Arkansas, with good reason, I should say.
Well, he spurned the Angels to come back for his junior season, and he's got dominant stuff. He's got a split finger that can be nasty on lefties and righties both, a slider that really bites, and then a fastball that he can pitch up or down in the zone that's major league. He is a top-notch pitcher.
He will face Nick Lodolo. He is the pride of Damien High School and Laverne, California.
Well, Nick Lodolo is a number 8 prospect nationally, and he's expected to be a top 10 pick in the draft because he's got 3 big league pitches. He's going to be a formidable opponent for this Razorback offense.
Because of this matchup and other reasons, it's an electric atmosphere here tonight, and why not? The winner gets a chance to move into the regional finals here in Fayetteville. Welcome back. In the Southeast Conference Tournament, Arkansas struggled a bit on offense. Not yesterday. Lots of base runners, lots of opportunities to score runs, and of course the long ball, and that included a 3-run fifth and a 3-run sixth. How about those numbers, Scott? 13 hits, 9 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases.
The Razorbacks broke out the sticks yesterday. Heston Kerstad in the middle of all of it. He was a triple short of the cycle. He hits the home run there to really ignite the offense, and then, speaking of triples, runs through a stop sign and tries to get one himself. He's going to be thrown out, but he was in the middle of everything for the Razorbacks scoring yesterday and really propelled them to a big win.
As for TCU, every starter got on base in the win over Cal, had a base runner in every inning. It seems like once they got off the bus, there were base runners, and then Williamson and King did the rest.
Hunter Wolf came up big offensively for TCU. He hits a home run early in the ballgame. That was in the 5th. Then he comes back with a double to drive in some more runs, and for good measure, Johnny Reiser adds a home run for TCU. And now they have their ace going tonight in Nick Lodolo. He is a dominant pitcher with a pitcher's frame. He can throw the ball in the mid-90s, and he throws downhill. He sells his change well. He's got a late slider. But let's talk about how good Nick Lodolo is. He was drafted as the 41st pick in 2016. He turned down $1.75 million to come to TCU, and he's going to turn that into a top 10 pick in this year's draft.
And Arkansas has struggled against left-handers this year, just hitting .265 as opposed to .319. Trevor Ezell homered last night. Casey Martin's about due to bust out again. Then Matt Goodhart and Dominic Fletcher, a home run threat. We mentioned Kerstad, Kenley in the 6th spot. Christian Franklin batted 9th last night, now 7th. Nesbitt and Opitz. And here we go. This may be Arkansas's ballpark, but the Razorbacks will be the visitors tonight. Underway. TCU has a fan contingent, but it's paling in comparison to what Arkansas has sold tonight, as expected. 2 strikes.
Nick Lodolo starts out with a free and easy motion. First pitch 97, that last pitch at 96. If you've never seen easy 96, you just did.
He's out from Bryant, Arkansas, about 4 hours away. And we'll do it again. Trevor had a huge afternoon yesterday. 3 for 5, 2 runs scored, and launched his 9th home run of the season. Switch hitter batting right against the left-handed throwing ace for TCU. Down the third baseline and foul.
He's just in front of that slider. This is the first slider Lodolo has thrown tonight. And the ball just foul.
Lodolo attended an all-boys school in California, a small school, and then got discovered. Andy Nieto is coach over there, and through contacts and his relationships, makes progress through the system. Started to expand, and good talent can't hide, nor does it want to hide. And once he was discovered, he has taken off. Again, the 0-2 pitch from the wind.
We're seeing a battle.
And these fans here, who are savvy baseball fans, appreciate the fact that they're battling.
Well, they're battling, going at each other. Ezel is fouling off 96-mile-an-hour fastballs. He just missed that slider, but hanging in. And if nothing else, Ezel is giving the rest of this Arkansas dugout a look at what Nick Lodolo is going to feature tonight.
And work up the pitch count if possible. Got him on strikes, nonetheless. 1 out.
Well, it's the put-away slider from Lodolo. It's the late breaking one that just gets underneath the bat of Ezel. It's a good put-away pitch down in the zone. That ball just breaks sharply, not only across but down. Scouts call that depth. And it's tough to hit a good slider with depth. That's an example.
The pitch is nasty. Casey Martin, 15 home runs on the season. Good base stealer if he gets aboard. Martin had a couple of errors yesterday, but it didn't matter in Arkansas's one-sided win. Toward right field. Andrew Kiefer, one-handed catch, 2 outs. Brings up the designated hitter, Matt Goodhart. Now Lodolo looks so poised there. I mean, this is one of the biggest crowds he'll see all season long. Perhaps the biggest. Doesn't matter.
When you have stuff that he does, it doesn't matter where you pitch. It's going to be tough for any hitter to make contact with.
Slow roller. Past the pitcher. He'll try to cover. Nice play. Well done by Jake Gunther on the flip to Nick Lodolo. Arkansas up and down in order. Now it's TCU's chance. On the mound for the Razorbacks, 55, Isaiah Campbell, the biochemistry major, who turns 22 in the month of August.
He's the team captain who came back after being drafted by the Angels last year for his junior year, and boy, did it pay off as he's 10-1 on the year. Throws 90 to 95. He's got a cutter, a curve, and a splitter. That splitter acts like a curve, but he fills up the zone. He's a strike thrower with big league stuff.
Born in Portugal, Josh Watson will lead off the Horned Frogs lineup, batting .329. Then the hot-hitting Hunter Wolf is next, followed by Jake Gunther. Cleanup spot, Austin Henry, then Johnny Reiser, who homered yesterday, Zach Humphreys, Andrew Kiefer, Connor Shepard, and toward the bottom of the lineup, Adam Oviedo. Beautiful night for baseball. Wind has died down, and a rather titanic showdown in the NCAA tournament early. By the way, defending champion Oregon State is done. Beaten last night by Cincinnati, defeated moments ago by Creighton 4-1. Home plate umpires Tom Honig. He'll get plenty of help from this crowd tonight, just in case he needs it. Watson from Arlington, Texas, sends one up to the Sweets.
First 3 fastballs from Isaiah Campbell, none less than 95 miles an hour. That last one at 96. some talent on the mound tonight.
Oh, indeed. Watson himself already has a grand slam this year. That was against Oklahoma during the regular season. 0 for 4 yesterday, but walked twice, scored twice in the win over Cal. Gone on strikes, 1 out.
There's that devastating split. As a hitter, you got to gear up for 95, and then he drops in a split finger that just disappears right under the hands of Watson. Lefties typically love the ball down and in, and when you see a pitch like that, left-handed, your eyes light up. You think you could do something with it, and then the bottom just drops out.
And Isaiah ready to go back to work, this time against Hunter Wolf. Popped up on the infield. Jack Kenley, 2 outs. Now Jake Gunther, perfect in stolen bases, 13 of 13 this year, the first baseman for Texas Christian. Well, as if there's not enough nerves in this place, Jim Schlossnagel made the move last night to go with a starter that might not have been anticipated, and boy, did it work out. Brandon Williamson started, got help from King, and now he's got his ace tonight going.
Well, he kept his ace in the back pocket, figuring that it was his best chance to win this regional, and every decision he has made so far has worked out for the Horned Frogs.
Strike 1 pitch. The winner gets to tomorrow night in the regional final, which would mean then just 1 victory. Puts that team into the Super Regionals. A ball and 2 strikes. And understanding the importance of this game, these fans are roaring on every pitch. Towards short, and Martin. 9-pitch inning following the 10-pitch inning from Nick Lodolo. So far as good as advertised. Well, how important is it to win tonight? Teams that start 2-0 in the regionals have a 4-5 chance, 81% of advancing to the Super Regionals. Jim Barber and Scott Pose, inning number 2 for the left-handed Nick Lodolo, who threw 10 pitches in the first inning, and all were strikes. The big question as Dominic Fletcher steps in for Arkansas, can TCU play good defense like it did last night, as opposed, Scott, to what it did during the conference tournament in the regular season?
With these arms on the mound, this is going to come down to little things, and that's getting a bunt down, getting the runners over, getting them in, but defense is going to be very important because you can ill afford to give teams of this quality extra chances, and they can come back to bite you. Keep an eye on that.
Jim Schlossnagel said about his team, we can either be very good defensively before the tournament started or just embarrassing.
Well, defense has been the Achilles heel of this TCU team. They fielded the ball great last night, and they have plenty of offense. But when it goes south, it goes south.
Led the Big 12 in errors with 83. But again, in their opening appearance last night against Cal, just 1 error and really looked pretty good defensively. Numbers now up to 84. Look at the unearned runs, though. That is, it's not good. 2-1 on the bounce towards short. Oviedo, 1 out. 4 up and 4 down. Dave Van Horn, longtime coach of the Razorbacks, understands the importance of this game. He's been in a number of them so far. Remember, this is the team that got within a strike of winning the national championship last year, and some people think they could get back there again.
Can't say enough about the job that Dave Van Horn has done here at Arkansas. And he has this team, which wasn't expected to play as well as they have this year, the number 5 seed in the country.
Heston Kurtzstad at the plate, Scott, at 267 against left-handers. Far better against right-handers at 375. And he's facing a very difficult left-hander tonight. The bounce toward first base will go unassisted. 2 outs. Jake Gunther has been busy so far here in the game.
Now batting for the Razorbacks, the second baseman, number 7, Jack Kenley.
Here's Jack Kenley.
Hasn't been a lot of solid contact early in this game. But that's what these arms can do to an offense. Good pitching generally beats good hitting and slugging. And you got to find a way to play small ball to win these games with very little margin for error.
Kenley was 2 for 3 yesterday, scored a couple of runs. He's a business major. It's a fastball for a strike at 96 miles an hour. Scorched to center field, dropping in, base hit. 2-out single by Jack Kenley. And he's also a pretty good base stealer. 8 of 11 conversions so far this year.
Kenley gets a pitch down the middle, but stays in the middle of the field. This has been a focus of the Razorbacks late in the year. So much so that during batting practice, Dave Van Horn stands in center field and encourages his hitters to hit the ball near him. If you stay focused on the middle of the field, you can stay on virtually every pitch. Kenley does exactly that and gets a 2-out base hit for the Razorbacks.
Christian Franklin, you're an advocate of aiming the ball, hitting the ball toward the middle of the diamond, correct?
Absolutely. There's a lot of holes up there, but what it does is it keeps you on a pitcher's every pitch. They try to command the outside part of the plate. If you think up the middle, you hit the ball the other way and you'll react to the ball in.
Franklin, good-looking freshman, just 19 years old. Right now occupying left field. Eventually, over time and turnover, will probably be in center. Got a lot of range for a defender. And a good base stealer as well, although he has not had many opportunities. Makes a fastball for a strike. The count is even 1-1. The score is 0-0 in the second. The loser marches to the elimination bracket tomorrow to face surprising Central Connecticut, which beat Cal today and eliminated the Bears. Toward second base should end the inning. 2-out single wasted. Bottom of the second. TCU coming back. Not repeat as champions. Eliminated moments ago by Creighton 4-1. Austin Hendry out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, who near 500 as a junior college star, is at the plate to start the Frogs second. Pitchers dual deluxe so far. Campbell and Lodolo. Headed toward left field and dropping. What a pitch! Christian Franklin.
That's an incredible play by the Razorback left fielder. Franklin got a great jump. Everything about this play is the first step. Franklin gets the read and then fully commits on a dive straight ahead to get the glove underneath it. Unbelievable. That's a great play. This is top 10 worthy.
It's good nomination for Sports Center. 1 out in the second for Johnny Reiser, homered yesterday. It's worth bringing up many times your emphasis earlier about playing good defense in this game, and that is excellent D. My kid that's got so much upside. Reiser out of Cypress, Texas, age 22. Casey Martin, 2 outs. Casey had a little trouble in one of the innings yesterday, but tonight he's settling in.
Now batting for TCU.
Casey Martin has a lot of tools and is a key cog in this offense and defense. He likes to think he got it all out of his system yesterday, and he's been a big part of this Arkansas team this year.
Did you ever have one of those innings at Arkansas defensively that just went south on you?
Oh, sure.
What do you do?
Try to erase it, flush it, get him next time. That's the challenge of baseball. It's going to make you uncomfortable, but you've got to find a way to forget about what happened in the past and focus on that next pitch.
Short memory syndrome.
Well, it's easier said than done.
Oh, yes. Isaiah Campbell will get all the help he can from this partisan crowd tonight. Standing room only. Change misses, 2-1.
Throwing that breaking ball for a strike. That's that slider that's really tight and breaks down. Doesn't get the call and falls behind in the count. First time tonight we've really seen a pitcher fall behind.
Humphreys headed towards center field and Dominic Fletcher. 1-2-3, nothing across on an 8-pitch inning. And what a play by Christian Franklin to keep it at 0-0. On to the third we go. Welcome back to historical Fayetteville, Arkansas for the regionals. 1 of 16 going on in college baseball. Scott Pose, Jim Barber, top 3. Nick Lodolo's third inning after 2 innings of allowing just 1 hit, 21 pitches, 18 for strikes. Jacob Nesbitt to start the Arkansas third. In our opening, we highlighted the walks and strikeouts ratio. And be hard-pressed to find these guys giving very many passes, if any, tonight. They jump on hitters immediately. 2 strikes. Jack Kenley able to get a 2-out hit in the second for Arkansas, stranded at first base. Casey Opitz to follow, then back to the top of the order. Well, left-handed throwers and good ones are in demand in Major League Baseball, and potentially here's one of them. Deep breath, 1-2 pitch.
It's a good take. Lodolo tries to go backdoor with a slider. Nesbitt lays off and works back to an even count.
Out of Capel, Texas. Out on strikes. Second strikeout of the game for Nick Lodolo. For more coverage of the Division I baseball tournament and interactive brackets, please go to NCAA.com. Central Connecticut standing by to play the loser of this game tomorrow, 3 Eastern, 2 Central. The winner gets to the regional final with but 1 win needed to get to the Super Regionals. Opitz towards second base, Austin Henry. Tough play, but he makes it. And there are 2 outs.
It's a great play by Henry as he comes in to get that ball on the short hop.
Trevor Ezel.
Back to the top of the order, and Trevor Ezel. Ezel, a strikeout victim in the first. Trevor, who spent some time at Southeast Missouri State, had to work through some back injuries. Healthy now and a very strong base stealer should he get a chance to get aboard, which against Lodolo will not be easy tonight. Did not commit. The count goes to 2-0. Casey Martin to follow in a 0-0 game in the third. SEC matched up with the Big 12 tonight. Fastball 94 miles an hour, 2-1.
That's an easy 94. And what I mean by that is you'll see a lot of pitchers throw max effort, mechanics everywhere, but he's staying mechanically sound. The ball just jumps out of his hand.
First time he's gotten to a 3-1 count. He had a first inning where he dealt nothing but strikes, 10.
Well, you sit fastball, you look for the gas, you look middle in if you're Ezel.
Again, a deep breath. And now full count. Ezell is significant here for a couple of reasons. Trying to solve Lodolo will be job one, but also if he gets on base, he is a base stealing threat. So a walk or hit could be converted into 2 bases if Trevor can get aboard. In a game where you likely will have to manufacture a run or 2. Full count pitch for 2 outs, top 3.
Ball was fouled straight back. It looks like it got Tom Honek on the mask.
Home plate is a dangerous area in this tournament so far. Frank Sylvester got stung a couple of times yesterday, and now Tom Honek.
I think Frank's glad to be out at second base.
Yeah. We'll do the 3-2 pitch again. Headed to left field. Diving stop. Shepard is thrown out in time. As Trevor Ezell beats it out for a hit. The fine play by Shepard. Unable to get a very fast Trevor Ezell.
Good play all the way around. Ezell works the count full, gets a pitch that he hits in the hole. But a great play by Shepard to get to the ball. He nearly gets up in time, but hustling is Trevor Ezell for the 2-out base hit.
And on the replay, clearly safe. Ezell again, 19 for 20 in stolen bases.
And now this is a golden opportunity to run because you know your chances are going to be few and far between. You're at the top of the order. If you get thrown out, Casey Martin's there to start things. He can fly. If you get a runner in scoring position, then of course you got opportunities to drive him in.
Ball 1. Martin has struggled with the bat. He's 3 for his last 25 and 0 for 6 here in the regional. But in fairness, faced the likes of A&M, Ole Miss, and Georgia twice. Ezell stays 1-1. Casey has gone 0 of his last 16. Good chance to break out, but a tough pitcher to do it against. Inside corner, 95 miles an hour, Scott.
Lodolo has that crossfire action. Martin thought that ball was in, but Tom Honek thought differently. That ball cut across the plate just to get the corner.
Ball and 2 strikes. Martin fly to right field last time up.
That's not the A move, that's the show me move. Pitchers will have 2. They'll try to lull you to sleep with a move that you can pick up easily, and then they bring out the A move, that the deceptive one. It's tough to read.
Trying to keep an eye on Ezell, who's got good speed. Martin stays alive. And every foul ball in this game, to give you an idea of how sophisticated these baseball fans are, is being cheered. Because they understand that any kind of contact and the opportunity to run up a pitch count is going to be important.
Well, particularly with 2 strikes, you're fighting off pitches to see another good one, and that's what these fans are seeing. 2 strike at bats where their team is battling.
Ezell stays. Swing and a miss, inning over. 2 strikeouts for Nick Lodolo in the 3rd. Bottom 3 for TCU, bottom of the order. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. Great pitchers duel so far as expected. 0-0 game last of the 3rd. 18 teams have scored in double figures. 9 from the SEC. Did not include Vandy, which ironically led the league in scoring. Central Connecticut, earlier today, won its first NCAA tournament game, eliminating Cal. Speaking of elimination, defending champions are out. 3rd defending champ to go 0-2 after winning the College World Series, Fresno State in 09 in Arizona 30-plus years ago in 87. We're at Baum-Walker Stadium, opened for business in 1996 and renamed Baum-Walker Stadium at George Cole Field on January 31 of this year. Andrew Kiefer to start the TCU 3rd. against Isaiah Campbell. So far, nobody's blinked. Kiefer, a junior from Allen, Texas. Pretty good talented tennis as well as baseball. To be followed by Connor Shepard and Adam Oviedo. And then back to the top of the order if we get that far. Campbell has retired 6 straight and has thrown just 20 pitches. 15 of those have been for strikes.
Campbell trying to see if Kiefer is going to expand that zone. Throws a couple of breaking balls down.
Strike 3 called. Second punch out for Isaiah Campbell. 1 out.
It can be so deadly when you start seeing a steady diet of breaking balls and you get accustomed to that. And then 95 right at the knees. Hard to pull the trigger.
Set up nicely. Now Connor Shepard batting .297. Out of Upland, California yesterday. Solid game, 2 for 4. 2 runs scored, a walk, and a strikeout. I don't think this occurs to any of the players at this point, but for the guys who don't make a major league roster, this is going to be something I think worth talking about in the future if it turns out to be the duel we anticipate, facing a couple of guys that will be playing Major League Baseball and throwing like they'll be in it.
I think anybody here or watching this game could be talking about this one for a while because this is a matchup that happens rarely.
Out on strikes, Connor Shepard. Back-to-back punch-outs for Isaiah Campbell. The ESPN networks bring you every game in the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage on ESPN2, ESPNU, the SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip-around coverage available through ESPN3. And the bases loaded Campbell being manned by Matt Schick and Mike Rooney tonight. 8 in a row for Isaiah Campbell. Named an All-American today and pitching like one tonight. Adam Oviedo, part of the Big 12 All-Freshman team last year. Sophomore from Grandview, Texas. Horned Frogs finished just 7 games above 500 at 33-26, had the lowest RPI of anyone in the field, and was the last team in. Although if you've watched them as regional, you wouldn't think that'd be the case. Seem to be very deserving. A ball and 2 strikes and 2 outs. This crowd will urge on Isaiah Campbell, trying to strike out the side. This has a feel like a game at Yankee Stadium where 2 strikes and everybody's cheering, or Wrigley Field. Some of the places that really get into baseball.
The atmosphere is electric, no doubt.
Headed to center field. Base hit. And the first baseman of the night for the Frogs.
Oviedo got one of those cutting sliders from Campbell and hits it off the end of the bat, but stays in the middle of the field. That ball is up in the zone off the end of the bat. It's a 2-out single for the Horned Frog shortstop.
Adam is not a base stealing threat, has attempted 4, stolen 1. Back to the top of the order, and Josh Watson. 0 for 5 in the regional with 2 runs scored.
Turns the order over for Watson, who ties the record for most games started as a Horned Frog.
What an incredible mark, huh?
This will be his 251st game. He ties Keaton Jones, who played at TCU in 2012 to 2014.
He will break it tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, pending where they're going to be. Either in an elimination game if the Frogs lose, or the regional final if they win. Campbell, first time from the stretch. Should end the inning. Jack Kenley to first. After 3, nothing. This is one of the many reasons why folks were lining up at 10 a.m. to get access to Bob Walker Stadium. Terrific pitchers duel so far. Shutouts on both sides and a minimum amount of pitches used.
It's an unbelievable pitching matchup, and the only comparable that I could come up with, I got to go way back. In 1985, I was a high school player in Omaha, and I saw Greg Swindell for the University of Texas pitch against Joe McGrain for the University of Arizona. Texas ended up winning that game 2-1, but it was two future major league pitchers going head to head, and everybody knew it.
Somewhere a videotape of that game is available and worth watching.
Well, Billy Bates, the All-American second baseman for Texas, was a left-handed hitter. He decided just on a whim to turn around right-handed because he had trouble picking up McGrain, hit a double, and that propelled Texas to the win.
Yeah, what a strategy, what a move. Matt Goodhart, the designated hitter, grounded out pitcher to first. Actually went first base to pitcher on a fine play by both defenders, leading off the top of the 4th for Arkansas. Goodhart 1 for 4 yesterday and a run batted in. Has worked the count to 3 balls and a strike. Three and 2. Second time in this game that Lodolo has gone to a full count. Just the 22nd time this year that Lodolo has issued a walk. And this starts the 4th.
And it's a leadoff walk at that.
Now batting for the Razorbacks, number 24.
It's a great at bat by Goodhart.
Fletcher.
Not the fastball, 3-1, swings through it. Lodolo can do that to you, but he lays off a tough pitch on 3-2.
Is there any consideration in this low-scoring game for a cleanup hitter to lay down a bunt?
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to do whatever you can to move that runner over, and Dave Van Horn's thinking about that right now. You know run-scoring opportunities are going to be a premium in this ballgame.
Connor Shepard, even with the bag, actually a step or two closer at the third base spot, anticipating the possibility.
Then you also figure in, Dave Van Horn knows that TCU has had trouble fielding the ball. You want to make them field it, and a bunt is another opportunity for them to do so.
That's a good point. 83 errors prior to the regional here in Fayetteville. Lodolo now has missed on 5 of his last 7 pitches. That's a big deal for somebody like him. Now 22 walks and 128 strikeouts. Matt Goodhart becomes the first player on either side to lead off an inning by reaching base. No score, top of the 4th. The winner gets the regional finals tomorrow night. Two and 1.
That's a tough take. Lodolo painting the outside corner. Fletcher works himself back into a fastball count. 2-1 is a count that is normally hit and run count.
The look at Goodhart at first base with a modest lead. 3-1. And right now Lodolo appears to be struggling. You notice anything different about why he's struggling?
He's just missing off the plate. He might be flying open just a bit, but he's trying a number of things. The fastball away as well as that slider. He's trying to find the release point and get back in the zone.
3-2.
When you need a pitch, it must feel pretty good to be able to reach back for a fastball and throw 94 when everybody knows the fastball is coming and it's just a foul ball. He's got that kind of stuff.
Through 10 pitches in the first inning, all were for strikes. Now up to 50 in the pitch count here in the fourth. Big pitch here.
Now, if Goodhart runs here, it's just a start to stay out of the double play. He's 5 of 7 on the year.
Again, the 3-2 offering with a man aboard. Heading to center field and dropping and caught. Johnny Reiser's got a chance for a double play. Got that too. Matt Goodhart on the move. Reiser caught a sinking liner and converts it into a double play. Big double play for TCU.
A base running mistake for the Razorbacks. Goodhart saw the line drive and anticipated going to third base, but he didn't realize the ball was going to carry. You got to freeze on the line drive. He doesn't. It's a double play. Fine play by Reiser as he makes the catch and the throw to first.
I think the Hawks were a pitch away from having 2 aboard but nobody out. Now it's 2 outs, nobody on. Heston Kjerstad to the plate. Dave Van Horn's team with an opportunity now that's gone by the wayside. I would think if you watch TCU during the entire year and have seen them now in this tournament defensively, you're going, wow.
When they catch it, they're as good as anybody in the country.
Obviously.
It is surprising to see that there were many groaning about them being one of the last teams in this NCAA tournament, but they haven't performed like a team that was on the bubble.
What, 79 unearned runs this year? That's a bunch. But Lodolo continues to struggle with his control here in the third, and it'll be a stoppage in play to try to halt that.
The former major leaguer and pitching coach for TCU, Kirk Saarloos, is coming out to talk to the talented left-hander that's on the mound for the Horned Frogs. This will be a mechanical adjustment as he has had trouble finding the zone as we hear the Arkansas faithful call the Hogs.
Saarloos, part of Cal State Fullerton from 98 to 01, drafted by the Houston Astros out of college.
Saarloos has a lot of knowledge to impart, but I again will go back to it, and I may be biased, I'll be up front, but you haven't lived until you've heard over 10,000 people call the Hogs in unison at a baseball game.
I agree. Love their baseball. Kind of taking a liking to football, too, by the way. Just been announced they have a Black Friday game coming up with Missouri for the first time in a while. I believe the 2019 season in Little Rock. 3-0 to Kjerstad. No green light. He takes ball 4. Second walk in this inning issued by Nick Lodolo.
Now batting for the Razorbacks, number 7, Jack Kenley.
Now Jack Kenley, who was able to become the first base runner for Arkansas with a 2-out single to center field. Think about the double play and now the importance since another man has reached base for Arkansas here in the fourth. Letter high fastball, strike 1. Heston Kjerstad is a bomber, so he's not likely to steal. Just attempted 4 on the season. After Jack Kenley, Christian Franklin, who got a standing ovation off that superb catch in left field a couple of innings ago. That's what I love about these fans. I mean, they just are locked in as much as the players and appreciate great play. 2-1. It's a lot of pitches by Lodolo here in the fourth, Scott.
Razorbacks are making him work. If it wasn't for that double play, what could have been, but he doesn't have the command that he had early in this game. And now, Jack Kenley has him in a fastball count.
Now 3-1. And this is the fourth hitter that has gone to a 3-ball count in this inning. So every hitter has been in that position. And the pitch count continues to move upward. See if Kerstad's on the move. He is not. But he can stroll over to second base. Third walk of the fourth inning. How many people saw this coming? In the first 3 innings, Nick Lodolo with a limited pitch count walked nobody, struck out 3, allowed a couple of hits. In the fourth, he has walked 3. It is now up to Arkansas to make him pay for it, though. And Christian Franklin in the 7th spot tonight is capable. Strike 1. Franklin from Overland Park, Kansas. Already has a grand slam to his credit. 4-hit game against Tennessee, including a 9th inning home run. Base hit could mean at least 1 here. But Lodolo is 2 strikes up.
We talked a lot about the little things and what it comes down to in this game, but one of the larger little things is 2-out RBI and opportunistic hits in a game like this. You can scratch out 1, it can go a long way.
Let's see if Lodolo wastes a pitch here on 0-2. He hit him. And the bases are loaded. Oh, my. Came in too far inside. And now there are 3 aboard with 2 out for Jacob Nesbitt.
That's a mistake. When a pitcher gets ahead, you want to waste 1. You definitely have the advantage, 0-2. Instead, this one drifts too far in. Another base runner for the Razorbacks, and the bases are loaded.
And Lodolo's got to start all over again with a hitter after being up 2 strikes on Franklin. Big spot for Jacob Nesbitt in a 0-0 game in the fourth with 2 outs. From the stretch. Strike 1. Nesbitt 3 for 9 with the bases loaded.
Arkansas fans have a tradition when the bases are loaded. Consider the bases drunk and the beer hats come on.
Understand.
And if you don't have a hat, you just use the drink that's in your cup.
I see a Coke over there.
Could be a beverage of your choice.
0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Lodolo was in this spot moments ago and then hit Franklin. Can he get the strikeout or the out that he needs ever so desperately in a lengthy fourth inning? Big moment in the ball game. And Nesbitt stays alive, and everybody breathes a little easier here.
That's a tough pitch. That's fastball away. Yet Nesbitt is able to fight it off. Fans appreciate it.
Again, the 0-2 delivery. What tension at the yard here. And what qualifies to be a regional semifinal game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Count 0-2. 27th pitch of the inning for Nick Lodolo. He got him. Call a third strike. Wow. Despite walking 3 and hitting a man, Nick Lodolo dodges the bullet in the 4th. Still 0-0. Arkansas misses a chance to go ahead as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Connor Nolan, the superb pitcher for the Razorbacks, nice enough to join us and off his great performance last night. Let's ask you first off, Connor, about this pitching showdown tonight between Campbell and Lodolo. What do you think?
I think it's going good. I mean, obviously 2 good pitchers on the mound and 2 draft prospects, and it's good to see them go out there and duel it out.
There was an opportunity for the Razorbacks with 3 walks and a hit batsman to go ahead. What do you like when you're not pitching in the dugout?
I just like hanging out watching. I'm usually on the chart, so I get to chart Zay's game and kind of get the stat line for that. So I'm kind of the stats man during the game. It's really fun, and I like gum too. So that's my special snack of the day.
Hey, Connor, talk about the leadership that Isaiah Campbell has provided since he's come back to school this year.
Definitely. He's a great leader, and he's taught me a lot about the game, obviously in the dugout and in the bullpen, just teaching me a lot about the process and how to go through a routine. And he's been a great asset to me, and I really appreciate him.
1 out in the 4th and a ground out by Hunter Wolf. Your performance last night, 5 1/3, 2 runs, 2 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. How would you assess it?
I thought it went well. I wish I would have gotten into the 6, but it's baseball, stuff happens, and just try to be as efficient as I could, and that was kind of the goal. And getting out of there with a low pitch count was good for me.
Jake Gunther at the plate with a man out and swings and hits one deep to right field, and that baby is foul and not by much. Wow.
Well, that was a mistake up, and Gunther nearly had the solo home run.
I think Gunther wants a review here. Wow. Connor, we've had a lot of drama here in the 4th inning.
No doubt. It's getting exciting out here.
And we're going to take a look at this on replay because Jake Gunther was ready to round the bases. Connor, we do appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you hopefully as this tournament continues.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Connor Nolan, our special guest. Down the right field line. Gunther has a look, and he's going into a home run trout.
Well, we've got some umpires down there pointing foul.
Yeah.
Jake Gunther thought it was fair and it may have gone over the pole. I don't know if we had the angle or not, but it goes back to the command center. Much like in Major League Baseball where all reviews go back to a central center, same for the NCAA tournament.
And a homer trot or not, it's now about to go under review. So in the top of the inning, 3 walks and a hit batsman, Arkansas fails to score. Now here in the bottom, Gunther trying to clear the foul pole. And they've got to find indisputable evidence to overturn what the call on the field is, which is foul ball.
Which is foul ball. It's got to be demonstratively fair. Not sure if there's enough evidence. Be sure to let us know.
Oh, yeah. Big moment in the game. Not too long ago when replay did not exist, we'd be playing on a 1-strike count. If it's reversed, just the 4th homer given up by Isaiah Campbell.
But when a hitter's sitting on a fastball at 95 and you throw a breaking ball that stays up in the zone, you've sped up their bat, meaning they're ready to jump on 95, but instead they stay back. The bat head gets out in front of the plate. And they generate some elevation, as Gunther did on that last swing. But the call is affirmed, not overturned. It is a foul ball.
with replay, it's hard to have a great deal of protest, as you saw the demeanor of Jim Schlossnagle after the call was confirmed. Goes as a long strike and a sigh of relief to this huge crowd tonight here in Fayetteville. Largest crowd ever to see a game here, over 13,000 against USC. This is going to be bigger than last night, which was 10,000 and change. Ball and 2 strikes to Jake Gunther, to be followed by Austin Henry. Just to combine 3 hits in the game. And Arkansas with a superb opportunity in the 4th, unable to convert. 1-2. To center field and dropping, base hit. Jake Gunther with a 1-out hit.
It's a great at bat and a great swing. Gunther nearly hits a home run, but he stays on this fastball away, stays through it, and hits it to left center. Look at that front shoulder stay in, the nose stay on the ball, and follow the ball deep back as far as he can to the point of contact. It's a solid swing, and he's rewarded with a base hit.
Second hit in the regional for Gunther. He's not been caught stealing in 13 attempts this year. Let's see if head coach Schlossnagle puts him on the move. Batter now Austin Henry, who flew out to left field to start the second. True road game tonight for TCU, a record of 9-10 away from its home field in Fort Worth. And for the year, 33-26, fighting through no less than a dozen plus injuries during the year, including a couple of players on the shelf with Tommy John surgery. And yet, here they are. Campbell from the stretch with the lead at first. 1-out pitch. Strike 2.
A nasty breaking pitch from Campbell. The location is what's impressive. That ball starts on the outside corner. The hitter thinks you have to protect, and the ball just, the last minute, that late break, that is what makes it so effective.
Gunther is a threat to steal, hasn't been caught this year in 13 attempts. He remains. Ball bounces in. Count goes to 2-2.
It's a nice block by Opitz behind the plate.
Good defensive catcher.
He's tough to run on.
Johnny Reiser to follow in the order, batting in the 5th spot. Gunther just the second base runner against Isaiah Campbell. Wow. How about that take?
There were many pitches that I took, not because I thought they were a ball or strike. I took them because I couldn't hit them.
Sure.
That might be one of them. That's 95 on the black.
The count now full. How about sending Gunther here? There's a very small lead, and now he goes. Still a double play from Jack Kenley to Casey Martin to Trevor Ezell. Tonight the Razorbacks are showing some fine defensive prowess in the outfield and in the infield. You are watching the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. Jim Barber, Scott Bowes. A shaky 4th inning for left-hander Nick Lodolo of TCU. Got 7 of the first 8 batters, but in the last inning, walked 3, hit a batter, and 15 of his 29 pitchers were outside the zone. The most important thing, though, is nobody scored. Casey Opitz to start the 5th for the Razorbacks. So assuming there was conversation with Lodolo in the dugout after the fourth, what might it be about?
Mechanical, not trying to be too fine and let your stuff work for you. It's big league stuff. But it's not effective if it's not over the plate. And you got to entice hitters to swing, but right now the Razorbacks are showing some good discipline and getting ahead in the count as they realize Lodolo is struggling with command.
His first 3 innings, and it's obvious, dramatically different from the last 2. And in some instances, he's missing by a lot. Must come back from a 3-0 count against the number 9 hitter. Trevor Ezell, 1 for 2 at bat next. Dave Van Horn with a look. Recognizing this is an opportune time to do something. But back-to-back strikes by Lodolo is battled back. Three balls, 2 strikes, and another deep breath by the left-hander. And into right field and caught by Austin Henry. Fine play going to his left. 1 out.
This ball hit on the nose by Casey Opitz as he worked the count full.
Number 4, Trevor Ezell.
With good positioning by Henry. Makes it a tough out for the Razorbacks.
6 of the last 9 batters have reached a 3-ball count on Nick Lodolo. Here's Ezell. Strong base stealing threat if he gets on. 1 for 2 in the game. Toward left center field and deep. Ball still in play, and Ezell with a stand-up double. It's a great effort in center field. But Arkansas has the lead man aboard here in the 5th. Johnny Reiser almost got it.
Ezell jumps on the first pitch that he sees and puts a charge into it for his second hit of the night. That ball goes back towards the wall. Johnny Reiser does a good job of covering the ground to get there, but he could not make the catch. And that puts a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Arkansas.
And Casey Martin over his last 17. What a chance to break out here. Lodolo's got him twice on a fly ball and a strikeout to end the 3rd. Martin's average has dropped to 290. 15 homers, 53 batted in. Last inning, they loaded the bases, but the Razorbacks did not score. .81 miles an hour, taking something off that pitch. Count goes to 0-2.
Lodolo got Martin out front with a slider and then throws another. You would expect him to stick with that pitch until Casey Martin can prove that he can lay off.
Martin now 3 for his last 26, still trying to deliver here. The winner makes it to the regional final. The loser comes back to face the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State. All the action tomorrow, 3 Eastern, here on ESPN. Regional final will be at 9 in the evening, 8 o'clock local. Martin awaits the 1-2. Now 2-2. I think it's significant that Lodolo has gone to 3-ball counts on the majority of this lineup in the last couple of innings.
Been disciplined at bats. by the Razorback hitters. It was a back foot slider that Martin gets out of the way of.
Now Nick will take a little time to compose himself.
Again, with Lodolo having that plus fastball, you've got to look for that and then try to adjust to the breaking ball should he throw it.
Martin out on strikes, 2 outs.
It's a steady diet of sliders to Casey Martin from Nick Lodolo. Depth on this pitch. Martin sees fastball, but you see that ball just slide across the plate with depth. He's not a limit contact.
Up to Matt Goodhart. 0 for 1 and a walk. Goodhart was doubled up on what appeared to be a sinking line drive into center field that was caught, and Goodhart could not get back to first. Hence the double play.
It's a nice stop by Humphries.
Yeah. Preventing the runner from going to third. Each team with convincing wins yesterday, but it's a whole different breed of cat tonight. As anticipated. Ezel, good lead at second base. Representing the go-ahead run. 2-0. Dominic Fletcher, who hit it on the nose the last time to center field for the double play, would bat next. No score, top of the 5th. Once again, Arkansas with a threat. This becomes the 7th batter in roughly the last 11 to reach a 3-ball count. Green light, 3-0.
Sometimes that's the best pitch you're going to see in at bat. Hart took a chance.
With runners in scoring position, he's been pretty good, 385.
That's why he has the green light, 3-0.
Sure. Trying to add to those numbers here in a big spot. 3-2. So what does Nick return with here on a 3-2 count?
It's going to be something down in the zone. He's been going primarily with that slider. You're the hitter, you look for the fastball and try to adjust. The last thing you want to do left on left is let the fastball beat you. Got to guard against it.
Ball 4. Second time in as many innings that Goodhart works a walk, and Schlossnagel, he doesn't understand the call.
He wants to know where the pitch is. Said it was away. From where Jim Schlossnagel is standing, he can see height, but he can't see location on the plate. So he sees that that ball is the height of a strike. He just wants to know, is it in or out? Why did it miss? And that's off the plate, according to Tom Honig.
Halen Green is warming up right now in the TCU pen. Dominic Fletcher, 2 aboard, 2 outs. Ball 1. Fletcher is the 11th man to bat in the last 2 innings. After just 11, faced Nick in the first 3. It's a nerve-wracking moment, isn't it? You got him to smile.
Kirk Sarlos on the mound, relaying some advice to his talented left-handed pitcher.
He's probably been through a few of these moments. Now Tom Honig will break it up. And the Arkansas faithful thought they spent too much time.
Well, that was clearly a visit to accomplish two things. That was to give Lodolo some rest, but more importantly, give Halen Green some time to get loose should this inning extend.
Certainly. Extra base hit could score a couple here. Arkansas will settle for one. Count is 1-0 with 2 aboard and 2 outs in a 0-0 game. And Fletcher waves and misses at one outside the zone.
Well, Fletcher did what a lot of hitters do. After a visit, majority of the time you're going to get a fastball because the pitcher's thinking about getting the ball over the plate. But instead, Lodolo comes back with a slider. He guesses wrong and pays the price.
Strike 2. Among other things, Lodolo wants to avoid a 3-2 count on this batter because the runners would be on the move with an extra step or 2. But he's a strike away from dodging trouble again. Shakes off one signal from Zach Humphreys. Now set to go from the stretch. And the pitch. Got him on strikes. How about that? Razorbacks have left 5 in the last 2 innings. Still scoreless. Just about a quarter of the field, 15 of the 64 teams invited to this year's Road to Omaha have been eliminated. And in the far right column, Oregon State is out. Knocked off by Cincinnati last night on its home field. Eliminated today, 4-1 by Creighton.
That's a big surprise. Also a sad ending for the UNC Wilmington Seahawks, as that was longtime coach Mark Scalf's last game. He had a tearful goodbye after the end of that one as they were eliminated from the Chapel Hill Regional.
Isaiah Campbell to start the 5th, ball 1. Ohio State was on the ropes today, having lost its opener to Vandy yesterday and was trailing McNeese State 8-5 before it rallied.
Found a way to come back. Buckeyes got hot in the Big Ten tournament, and that stole a bid from somebody because they ended up winning it.
Yeah.
And now are making the most of their opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament.
It's Johnny Reiser, Zach Humphreys, Andrew Kiefer here in the 5th. Isaiah Campbell and Matt Cronin both named All-Americans today. We'll see Matt if this game remains tight. Potentially in a save situation. That's assuming anybody scores here. Johnny Reiser 3 for 6 yesterday, 3 runs batted in, his 11th homer of the year. Out of Cypress, Texas. Spent a limited amount of time with the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. Campbell to 1-2. Good play along the first base side.
That's why you bring your glove to the ballpark.
Well, when Bill Veeck was alive with the White Sox, an usher would be following with a contract. Two base runners for the Horned Frogs so far. Both were stranded. A bevy of MLB scouts here tonight.
That'd really be something if the NBA scouts were here.
It certainly would be with Game 2 headed our way on ABC tomorrow night. Raptors a surprise 1-0 leader in the finals.
But this is a premier pitching matchup.
Oh, man. Once again, 1-2 from Campbell. Once again, pitch spoiled by Reiser. Johnny has 29 extra base hits this year, 16 doubles, 2 for triples, 11 for homers. Jake Gunther in the fourth thought he had a homer. That went to replay and was confirmed just foul. Right of the foul pole down the right field line.
It's turning into a good at bat by Reiser. He's seeing a number of Campbell's pitches, including laying off that split finger.
Campbell's made short work of his batters as opposed to Nick Lodolo, who struggled through the fourth and the fifth. Hit toward right center field into the sun. Nice running catch by Heston Kjerstad, 1 out. For more coverage of the Division I baseball tournament and interactive brackets, go to NCAA.com. That is the third fly ball put out in the game for the Razorbacks. Now Zach Humphreys, who had 9 runs batted in a Big 12 tournament. Good 2 strikes hitter from Midlothian, Texas. Started off with a fastball at 95, 0-1. Now 2 strikes.
There's the breaking ball. Humphreys had ideas of trying to bunt his way on. Did not pull back. Tom Honig said, yeah, that's a strike you offered at him.
All the infield in shade now. The sunlight in left and center. Beautiful pitch on 0-2 from Isaiah Campbell. 2 outs.
Well, he's been very precise tonight. This pitch, an example of that. It's a breaking ball that starts up in the zone, comes back to get a piece, and it's held well and framed perfectly by Casey Opitz.
Humphreys thought it was off the plate. 4 strikeouts in the game now for Campbell, who has failed to walk anybody.
So important to get calls for your pitcher from the catching position. Casey Opitz is as good as any, and particularly on the balls down in the zone. That's the hardest pitch to frame. Because normally on any other pitch, you are taught to turn your hand just a quarter of a turn and turn that glove and present it to the umpire. But it's different when the ball is down. You got to get your elbow below it or above it and then bring it up slightly. And Opitz, very good at doing that.
Such an asset to this team defensively is the Arkansas catcher. Toward short. No problem for Casey Martin. Even though the throw was in the dirt. Picked out by Trevor Ezel. Home run threat. Kjerstad to lead off the 6th for Arkansas. Nick Lodolo had it going early in the game. Placement.
He had great command early in the game. You see the depth of that slider, and he displayed all the reasons why Major League Scouts are really excited about him being eligible in this year's draft. But after that, first 2 innings, he was dominant. He's had trouble with command since. And that pitch count has risen exponentially as this game has worn on. He's up to 91 pitches through 5 innings.
And over those last 3 innings with those 70 pitches, just a few more than half have been for strikes. Heston Kjerstad, home run power to lead off the 6th. Almost nicked him. 15 long balls, 46 batted in. Has a grand slam to his credit this year as well. Line drive, base hit center field.
Kjerstad has such a pretty swing, and he does a good job of staying in on this pitch. Gets that foot down, arrives on time, and just drives that ball up the middle to the left field side.
81st hit of the year for Heston. That's the best on the team. And that will likely be it for Lodolo. So Nick Lodolo leaves after 5 innings. He'll get a standing ovation from the TCU fans here. Head coach Jim Schlossnagel of TCU has called on another left-hander out of Lufkin, Texas, the junior, Halen Green.
Halen Green pitched yesterday for this Horned Frog team. He's been a solid arm to come out of the bullpen and come into tight situations. He's going to face one here with nobody out and a runner at first, but he's effective because he throws from that three-quarter arm angle, and he's extremely effective against left-handed pitching. He's going to be facing Jack Kenley to start with Kerstad at first.
And Scott, as good as Nick Lodolo was early, of the last 12 hitters, he retired just 5 of them.
Well, this is the principle of Moneyball, in that you wait a pitcher out because it's going to pay dividends down the road. Even if you don't score, you drive that pitch count up and get into that bullpen, get a different look. And that's precisely what the Razorbacks have done against a major league quality arm. Now, all that said, Lodolo struggled and yet did not give up any runs.
He will be responsible for Kerstad at first, should Heston score. Lefty versus lefty here in this showdown as Jack Kenley steps to the plate. Perfect night, a single and a walk. Arkansas visiting team tonight in this showdown of 2 unbeatens, with a winner on to the regional finals. Two balls and a strike. I'm going to go back to something you mentioned when Lodolo started to miss the strike zone, that Arkansas was doing a good job of waiting him out. Sometimes teams get overpatient or get impatient and wind up ineffectively becoming their own worst enemy. But instead they took a lot of pitches, took close ones. Lodolo then missed wide right on a couple of instances, and he's out.
You got to be able to trust your hands enough to go deep into counts, even against a star pitcher like Nick Lodolo.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Back to the pitcher, double play ball. Second for 1, ball dropped. It's still going to be ruled out. Well, that won't sit well here.
It won't, but it's a correct call. Halen Green makes the play and then flips to Oviedo at short. He was looking to make the exchange. Ball popped out as he was, and Dave Van Horn's going to come out and talk about it and asked to look at that one. Green comes down with it. You'll see him turn, and the feed to Oviedo. Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. That angle might have been our best.
Did he have control?
I don't know.
Call on the field is out and a force out. All 4 umpires will converse on this. This is big.
They're looking at the sheet to see if it's reviewable or not. They're going down the list. Yep, they found it. They're gonna look at it.
A dozen different reasons you can review a play. So now this one goes under the hood.
Well, one of the plays that's reviewable is a force or a tag play call at any base. This qualifies. It's number 7 on the list.
Let's see if this angle gives us a better shot.
I don't know if he ever had it.
He does have the right hand in position to throw to first, but was there any control?
Did he ever have control of the ball in his glove? And normally when you do that, it can't just touch your glove. It's got to be under control in the glove.
Got a myriad of reasons that plays are reviewed, and this is one of them.
And number 6 on this list is the force and tag plays at any base.
And it should be.
There's Oviedo. Yeah, I don't know if he held onto the ball long enough.
He's got the right hand in position, but question is, was it being transferred too? Could be just a simple drop. Here comes the decision. It has been reversed. So now an error brings first and second with nobody out.
Well, now you've got Dave Van Horn checking to see if he has any challenges left, if he still has both left after that. Now this is a bunting situation, if there ever was one. That's what Dave Van Horn is talking to Christian Franklin about. Runners at first and second. Nobody out.
Franklin's got good speed too, even though he may be trying to sacrifice here. He can get down to base pretty quickly.
So you're going to sacrifice here, and you want to bunt the ball down the third baseline. The idea is to force Shepard, the third baseman, to come in to vacate his position so Kjerstad can reach third base.
Both fielders in at the corners, Shepard and Gunther. Another scoring spot for Arkansas. And it's popped up. And a diving catch made. And a chance for, well, no chance for a double play. Well, what a catch.
That's a tremendous play by Humphreys. He got from behind the plate and up after that ball, and the sliding catch into the wall. This is tremendous. Look at the ground that he covers. Slides, gets the glove underneath. It rattles around a bit, but he maintains control, no doubt.
He sure did. It didn't go up against the board.
That's a catch.
Another Sports Center potential there.
We've seen some defensive plays in this ball game. That's another one of them.
Well, I'm not sure what the fans are upset about. The ball didn't touch the wall at all.
Well, that's another one of those little things. You get it done, you get a scoring opportunity. If you don't, it's glaring, and it doesn't work out for Arkansas.
So Jacob Nesbitt, who has struck out twice, now steps to the plate. Of course, that was against Nick Lodolo. Facing Halen Green here. Arkansas has left 5 on the last 2 innings, Scott. 2 aboard again. What a play by Zach Humphreys. You said earlier it would come down to defense and making the big plays. We have seen several on both sides. Again, nobody's blinked. Bottom of the Arkansas lineup is 0 for 6 without a ball hit out of the infield. So this is a big spot for Halen Green. Trying to get out of yet another jam. This one created at the top of the inning. Ball and 2 strikes. Arkansas coming in 269 against left-handers, 50 points better against right-handers, and they're seeing nothing but left-handers so far. 3 batters have been left on in scoring position, 7 for the night for Arkansas. And the 1-2. Bounce toward third, foul ball. Tom Newman on a call over at third base. Make that Newsome, excuse me. Heston Kjerstad running at second. Jack Kinley at first. Count of ball and 2 strikes on Jacob Nesbitt, with Casey Opitz to follow, the number 9 hitter. Base hit left field. Will they send him? Right now they've got the hold sign on and the bases are loaded. Ball gets away, but not far enough to allow Kjerstad to advance. So Nesbitt, who had struck out twice, delivers a bullet to left field and they're loaded.
Nice job by Nesbitt to stay down through this ball. It was down in the zone. He gets the barrel out front. Hit a solid single to load the bases for Arkansas.
Now that number 12.
There's only 1 out. This is a situational opportunity that you work on in practice.
Let's see how Jim Schlossnagel formats his defense here.
Well, they're going to play for 2 up the middle and play for 2 on the infield. And if you're Casey Opitz, you're looking for a pitch that you can elevate and hit deep to the outfield.
Takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1. Kerstad, Kenley, Nesbitt. Third, second, and first. Opitz is 2 for 10 with the bases loaded. Sac fly would plate the first run. Green to the plate. Up the middle. Base hit. It's going to score 1. It's going to score 2. Throw to third base. Runner out. But the Razorbacks have taken a 2-0 lead.
Casey Opitz comes up big, hitting this pitch down in the zone, back through the middle. A lot of RBIs are in the middle of the field. He stays down through it. The ball off the mound. Oviedo could not get to it. And scores. Heston Kerstad as well as Kenley. Jacob Nesbitt a little aggressive on the bases, especially to Nate Thompson's liking, as he's thrown out at third for the second out of the inning.
So now a man aboard with 2 outs, but Arkansas ahead 2-0. How about the bottom of this order, Scott, after going 0 for 6?
TCU throwing the ball around a little bit now, just on the pickoff play.
Yeah. A little bit rattled here. Anyway, the bottom of the order for the Hogs have been 0 for 6.
Dave Van Horn's calling for a balk.
Yeah. Then Nesbitt got a 2-strike hit. And then Opitz came through with a base hit to center field to score 2. The 8 and 9 hitters on the lineup.
Production at the bottom.
Arkansas now 2-6-0. TCU 0-2-0. Trevor Ezell, who has struck out, singled in the infield, and doubled to center. Different game, certainly different team, but Razorback bats didn't warm up to about the middle of the game yesterday. And then it sprayed the ball all over the field and over the wall.
Well, not unusual for the first few times, particularly in a pitcher that you haven't seen yet this year, where the hitters are taking inventory and getting an idea of what they feature, but then you start to see hitters make adjustments second and third time through the order.
And that drop throw at shortstop, which could have been converted into a double play, looms pretty large. Opitz is 5 of 5 and limited opportunities. Well, right now, the Razorbacks have got some house money. Ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 in. This inning for TCU has been a reversal of fortune, namely a replay reversal. Not sure if he was checking the count.
Yes, he was.
Okay. It's 1-2. Ezell, 6 man to bat in a very productive 6th inning. Runner goes. Pitch in the dirt. Stolen base. Casey Opitz now in scoring position with 2 outs.
Opitz's 6th stolen base on the year.
And now Isaiah Campbell is in position with a 2-run lead to win a very big game for Arkansas. 2-2 to Trevor Ezell with a man at second. Headed to right field. It's going to make it 3-0. Ezell around first. Headed into second. He will stand up. 3-0. The Hogs.
Well, this is just a great at-bat by Trevor Ezell as he gets a breaking ball, what looked to be out over the outside part of the plate, but he stays on it. It was that breaking ball that attempted to be the backdoor variety from Halen Green. Ezel was having none of it as he stays on top of the ball, keeps it fair down the right field line, gets that RBI as a result, and trades places with Casey Opitz.
We know the play at second was overturned, which allowed there to be runners at first and second, nobody out, instead of a force out. But I go back to something again mentioned at the beginning, the defense on TCU. And while it had been very good up until that spot, it looms a little larger in this inning. This crowd smelling blood right now with this team up 3-0. And with 7 hits in the game and a runner at second, Casey Martin still trying to burst out of a slump. Has a 2-0 count. And the way pitcher Isaiah Campbell has been dealing tonight for Arkansas, 3 runs is large.
His biggest problem right now is staying loose during this long break in between innings.
Got something in his right hand. So it's a little baseball. Count 2-1. He's ready to go to work, though. A lengthy top of the 6th and a big one for Arkansas. Martin, line drive caught, hit it well, but right at Jake Gunther. As Arkansas inched a step closer to the regional final, now leading 3-0. That's what happens for the winner. The loser this game against Central Connecticut mid-afternoon tomorrow in a matinee game at 3 Eastern.
A lot of ball game yet to be played, and the question is, with Isaiah Campbell having 25 minutes in between the last time he took the mound and now, how he will react. He starts off with a strike. It's a good sign for Arkansas.
Yep. Facing Connor Shepard, a strikeout victim into third. Now 0-2 off the change.
Goes that split finger, and he'll vary the speeds on it, but that breaking ball was 78 miles an hour. And they're so similar, it's tough to tell the difference between the two because it has that late downward break, and that's what has scouts excited. Late movement is a good thing for a pitcher, very bad for a hitter.
Campbell's 63rd pitch. 46 of them have been for strikes. One of the 3 Arkansas runs charged to TCU starter Nick Lodolo. On a day where the defending champions, Oregon State, have been eliminated. Last year's runners-up have a leg up right now in the regional semifinals versus TCU. 1 out. They don't throw the ball around here. It's right back to the pitcher and time to go to work again.
This is a fastball after the steady diet of breaking stuff. It's a plus fastball, Major League 1 at that, in the mid-90s. It's a tough adjustment for any hitter. Just dominant stuff from Isaiah Campbell.
Beat LSU on May 10th to go 9-1. Selected as an All-American today, had a couple of starts in the College World Series. Suffered through some bone spurs back in 2017.
Isaiah Campbell had some surgery, and that is what made him eligible to be drafted as a sophomore, as he had to sit out a year. He had the option to sign with the Angels, but decided to come back, and it looks like it was a wise decision. And Boy, are the Razorbacks glad that he did.
Great upside for the major leagues. As Campbell stands 6'4", almost 6'5", 2 1/4. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's just, here it is, hit it if you can. 2-1 fastball count. I'm going to come at you with my best. Campbell does, and gets it by Oviedo, who had a base hit off Campbell last time up.
Just 1 of 2 hits, Scott, and Campbell has walked nobody, and he really hasn't come close to walking anybody so far. Now it's 3-2, however. And there is his first walk. Turns the lineup over, back to Josh Watson. The ESPN Networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha. Already underway with regional coverage on ESPN2, ESPNU, the SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip-around coverage also available through ESPN3. And the Bases Loaded channel, all coverage available on the ESPN app. Keeping Matt Schick and Mike Rooney up late every night. No more than one man has reached base in any of the innings against Campbell. If another one does reach here, the tying run comes to the plate. Watson in this regional 0 for 6. To be followed by Hunter Wolf, who really pounded the ball well yesterday with a couple of doubles and a home run, and 4 batted in. Now the 2-0. Toward left field, heading foul and heading out. Just past the 8 o'clock hour here in the Central Time Zone in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Looks like somebody in the high price seats got that one. Pitch number 75 for Isaiah Campbell, working from the stretch. 94 miles an hour fastball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Headed to left field. And caught one-handed by Christian Franklin. Nearly misjudged it.
He was battling the lights. Line drives that get in the lights are tough to pick up. Franklin fighting that tooth and nail as you see him looking through just to get a glimpse. He's able to make the play. As an outfielder, you're just hoping the ball stays out of the light bank.
Really?
But line drives are what get in it. Fly ball that goes up above it, no problem. Line drive that stays below it, obviously no problem. But a line drive that gets in them, you got to battle through them. Franklin did a good job of it.
That's tough play. He has made 2 fine catches in this game. One a diving catch earlier, and now this one. Oviedo remains at first base with 2 outs.
Well, that background in the outfield is so important because you've got to pick up the ball coming out of shirts, especially if somebody's crowd's wearing a lot of white. You just want a clean look at the ball so you can get a good jump.
How do you even practice for that?
You take a lot of fly balls off the bat at the field that you're at. It really gets tough when you start getting into multi-tier stadiums. I can remember playing in Arlington Stadium. I'm not sure what they're calling it this year, but where the Rangers play, because there's a band as you get a look at Baum Stadium from center field of where the press box is, it's about the same color as a rubbed-up baseball. And you want that ball to get out of that background so you can pick up the ball in the outfield. But you got all things you can contend with. Sun, lights, and just a clear view of the ball is all you ask for as a fielder. And that's a clear view of a beautiful ballpark that's filled to the gills with excited fans at this NCAA regional.
So he did not misjudge that. I said he misjudged the ball, but he did not.
I just think he was fighting the lights. The lights can cause you to misjudge the ball.
For 6, a 2-hitter for Isaiah Campbell and a standing ovation. He's dealing, folks. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Championship presented by Capital One. Scott Pose, who starred in Arkansas, one of 2 College World Series teams. Jim Barber, line score in the game in our summary. All 3 runs scored in the 6th. Isaiah Campbell working on a 2-hit shutout. We start the 7th with a ground ball to Austin Henry. A little juggling act and still able to throw out Matt Goodhart for the first out. Well, he kept the ball in front of him.
Can be tough on lefties as this ball gets in on Goodhart. Out to Henry, who juggled it just a bit, but that's the beauty of playing second base. You got a little extra time.
Now Dominic Fletcher 0 for 3. Austin Henry from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Razorbacks have left 8 on, but more importantly, were able to score 3 in the 6th. We mentioned there was an error in the inning, but the official scoring on the board does not indicate that. That was the play that was reversed. Although on our inside numbers, it is indicated as an error. That was the bobble at shortstop. Fletcher out on strikes. Yep.
Gets Goodhart on the ground ball in on his hands, and then quick work of Dominic Fletcher. Sweeping slider for the put-away pitch.
Arkansas 38-3 when holding the lead after 6. Well, when this regional was announced, Baseball America said it was the easiest one of the 16.
I know they can say it, but no coach is going to believe it.
Sure.
And this TCU team is talented with the pitchers that they have.
I don't think anybody predicted Oregon State's downfall. It's not the same team that won the championship, and yet home field and out in 2. Only the 3rd time a defending champion has gone down in 2 games. First 2, that is. Heston Kjerstad, who started at 16 with a base hit. Looking ahead to the Frogs 7th, it's the meaty part of the lineup. Gunther, Henry, and Reiser. And to the bottom of the 7th we go. Stretch time at the yard here at Baum Walker Stadium. This is baseball. And good baseball at that. Bottom of the 7th. Time starting to draw closer to the end for TCU. Isaiah Campbell, his 81st pitch, his 56th strike, and he has secured his 12th quality start in 14 appearances. He has been that good. Gunther to the other side. Jacob Nesbitt, 1 out.
We've seen Nesbitt make some great plays defensively. This is one of them. He's positioned perfectly, fields this one cleanly, and makes the play.
We're into 1 out here in the 7th. Only 5 balls have reached the outfield against Campbell. 2 for hits, 3 for fly out putouts. Austin Henry grounded into a second to short to first. Double play to end the 4th. Well, with all the major league talent scouts on hand, did they learn anything about Isaiah Campbell that maybe they didn't know?
Well, I think he just reaffirms what they know, that he's got a big league fastball, a tight breaking ball that he features there that he can throw for strikes, and then he's got pinpoint control where he can either throw the split, but he's been in control most at bats in this ball game by pitching ahead.
Lots of scouts in the house tonight. Many had gathered at least an hour and a half prior to first pitch.
A lot of decisions are being made right now as that draft is drawing closer and closer.
Yep. Coming up beginning of the week. Down the third baseline, base hit. Henry around first. Into second base. He will stand up with a double. So with 1 out in the 7th, TCU with a threat.
Well, Henry got a pitch up in the zone, and he gets out in front of the plate, hits this down the line. Looked to be the cutter. He put a good swing on it. Has some life for TCU.
And Henry becomes the first man to reach second base in this game for the Frogs. That's how good Campbell has been. Now Johnny Reiser. Batting left-handed against the right-handed Campbell. Okay, I asked you about Campbell and the perspective from the Major League Scouts. What about Lodolo? Did he lose any of his traction with the Major Leagues?
No way. No, he did not. You're looking at the stuff. He may not have had his command, but he showed that he had the ability to throw an easy 96. He's got a slider, and if he can locate, he can be dominant. Not to mention that change.
Ball and a strike with a man out here in the last of the 7th. Campbell approaching 90. And already he's thrown 60 of those pitches for strikes. First couple of innings, he breezed right through. That missed. And held up at third base. Here's our angle. That's a proper call.
Well, I think they're asking about the location of the pitch rather than the swing.
Gotcha. And not whether he checked or not.
That's right.
2 balls and a strike. If Reiser gets aboard, tying run comes to the plate. That has not happened since Arkansas has gathered a 3-0 lead. Johnny Reiser at 237 with runners in scoring position. Zach Humphreys, who came up with a fine defensive play moments ago, would hit next. And now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, these are the highest stress pitches that Isaiah Campbell has had to throw so far in this ballgame.
Activity in the Arkansas pen. For Campbell, big pitch here. Headed to left field, base hit. Henry around third, and he will stop. And now the tying run comes to the plate.
It's just a good at bat by Johnny Reiser as he works to a full count, lets this ball get back, and fillets this one into left field to continue the inning and move runners. That ball's in on him, but he fights it off and is strong enough to get it to the outfield for the base hit.
So now even a bigger moment in the game as Humphrey steps in as the potential tying run. Infield back at double play depth except at first base.
Humphreys has 3 home runs on the year.
And a long one would tie it. Hit toward center field, should play to run. Dominic Fletcher. Henry tags, 2 outs in a 3-1 game.
It's a productive at bat for the Horned Frogs. Humphreys does the job. Got a pitch he could elevate, hit deep enough to the outfield to score Henry from third base. TCU's on the board.
And after back-to-back hits, an important out for Isaiah Campbell. It's Cody Scroggins, the junior right-hander in the pen for Arkansas. So the shutout is gone, but Arkansas maintains a 2-run lead.
Now Nate Thompson, the third base coach and coach for Arkansas, who's in charge of the defense, was at the top of the dugout signaling no doubles, meaning the outfielders should be back with their backs against the wall, keep everything in front, because you don't want that runner from first scoring.
Popped up. Inning over. TCU gets on the board, but Arkansas remains in command as we go to the 8th. Arkansas, one of the favorites to win the College World Series, along with several others from the Southeast Conference. Dave Van Horn 6 outs away from getting his team to the regional final. We'll start it off with Jack Kinley, then Christian Franklin and Jacob Nesbitt. And is Isaiah Campbell's night done? He is pitched splendidly tonight. Got touched for 2 hits and a run in that inning, but walked just 1 and had the strikeout working throughout the night. Kenley has reached base 3 times in a variety of ways. Single to center, a walk, and on the error that originally was ruled an out and overturned by replay. Led to a huge 3-run inning and the difference in the game. He continues to reach base. Around first, headed for a double. Will he try for more? Nope. He'll settle for 2. Big night for Jack Kinley. On base for the 4th time.
Well, Jack Kenley has simplified his swing this year. Not a lot of movement, which enables him to see the ball really well. You see him just barely move that front foot, put it down, stays back nicely on the ball, body behind the ball as he makes the extension and contact in front of the plate to hammer this down into the corner for the leadoff double for Arkansas.
Chance now for the Razorbacks, Scott, to get that run back they gave up. Now Christian Franklin, who has been outstanding in the field. Diving catch and then fighting off one in the lights that it appeared to be getting away from him. He is officially 0 for 2, hit by a pitch in the 4th inning where there were 3 walks and a hit batsman, and Arkansas failed to score. Green to the plate. Well, Kenley has reached base 4 times in the 6th spot. Franklin hit by a pitch, batting 7th. Jacob Nesbitt, a big single in the 6th inning, bats 8th. And Casey Opitz, the 2-run scoring hit from the 9th position. Scorched.
Well, you can see Franklin trying to do the job. This is a situation where you hit the ball the right side, you get that runner over. He stayed inside that ball, tried to shoot it to the right side, but could not keep it fair. Jim Schlossnagel out to the mound, and that initiates the hog call.
They've got that dialed in here, don't they? Well, for an Arkansas team that has not hit lefties as well as righties tonight, they've done well.
Well, they've made the adjustments, but if you're Jim Schlossnagel, who has made all the right moves to put his team in the best position to win, has played the odds. As he ran or kept his ace back until tonight.
This is Cal Coughlin coming to game for TCU. It was a scoreless game until the 6th, and Arkansas just broke it out.
Well, Casey Opitz with a big base hit up the middle to drive in some runs, and then Trevor Ezel coming up big down the line to bring home Opitz. TCU was able to tie it back up with a sac fly in the 7th by Zach Humphreys, which scored Austin Henry.
And that's where we stand at 3-1 as Cal Coughlin, who finished the game last night with 2 pitches and got 2 outs, on for a second appearance in the tournament out of Lake Forest, Illinois. And the first right-hander that the Razorbacks will face this evening. In 21 innings, has allowed 31 hits and 15 walks.
It's rare that you see a pitching change in the middle of an at-bat, but we've already seen a few in this regional. Tells you that the strategizing continually goes on.
On a 1-ball, 2-strike count, too. Christian Franklin remains at home plate, now must face a right-hander as opposed to a lefty. TCU, the last team in on Selection Sunday. Trying to make the most of it. And Franklin out on strikes.
Well, Coughlin rides that ball in underneath Christian Franklin's hands. He can't do a lot with it. That's a fine job by the TCU right-hander.
And Schlossnagel's motivation for the change in pitchers during the middle of the at-bat would be what at that point?
To change up the looks for Christian Franklin, and he knows that it's going to be tougher for a righty to see the ball from a righty, especially from that 3/4 spot, to shoot a ball to the right side.
Trying to hold the Ford at 3-1 and give them a chance in the bottom of the 8th. Jacob Nesbitt, who had a big hit in the 6th inning, that loaded the bases with 1 out. Still a scoreless game, and then Opitz came through with a 2-run hit you saw moments ago, and that hit by Nesbitt came with 2 strikes. Headed to center field, but right at Johnny Reiser, 2 outs. Here's Opitz, one of the stars of the game. He has delivered. He's got some very timely hits this year. He's had a couple of game winners from the 9-hole.
Well, he's provided some production, but what he's done has been able to stabilize the defense. He's an excellent receiver for a very good pitching staff. But what an asset it is to have a switch-hitting catcher who plays good defense and can provide some punch and some production from the bottom of the order.
Been a big plus as the bottom of the order has been important this evening. Strike one.
Tom Newson said this is a swing.
Sure looks like one. Back close to the shoulder for Casey Opitz. Now into his stance. Base hit, could play to run. And that almost tagged him, 1-1. Our game approaching 2.5 hours tonight from Fayetteville. Baum Walker Stadium filled to almost 11,000 this evening. Just a shade under. Count now 1-2. Trevor Ezell, who is 3 for 4, including an RBI hit that you saw moments ago, would bat next. The bottom of the order is due up for TCU when we get to the Frogs half of the 8th.
Coughlin really trying to command the inside part of the plate. Attempting to bury that ball underneath the hands of Casey Opitz.
This is the 20th road game of the year for TCU, hovering around 500. Probably the most hostile environment it will face, however. And Opitz out on strikes. Good job by Cal Coughlin. On to the TCU 8th, still down by 2. Advertised as one of the best pitching matchups in the country, and it was for several innings. Give the nod to Isaiah Campbell, who has got through 7 and will start the 8th inning, walking just 1. Throwing 95 pitches. Dick Lodolo lifted after a base hit in the 6th that led to a 3-run inning. Now, Matt Cronin is getting loose. Selected as an All-American today along with Isaiah Campbell. The fact of the matter is Cronin has a lot of 4-out saves. So let's see if that formula is in play today. Strike one.
Scroggins is hot and ready in the Arkansas bullpen. Cronin, of course, would be the guy to get the back end. Quite an ovation for Isaiah Campbell as he came out of the dugout. Fans realized he was still in the ballgame.
Yeah, I think they were pleasantly surprised because he got a huge ovation when the 7th inning ended. And I think people were anticipating that was it, when in fact it was not. Approaching now 100 pitches, and again has allowed just 1 free pass. 2-strike count on Connor Shepard. Loser has to turn around and play at 3 tomorrow afternoon Eastern time, 2 local. Winner won't play until tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Central Connecticut, Cinderella of the regional, standing by for the elimination battle. Pretty impressive win today over the Bears of California. Dave Matthews was hitting it all over the place, including a huge 3-run homer in the game. Helped break a 3-3 tie. How about that?
A little tight breaking ball that was very close that the Arkansas fans thought would have been called a strike.
I don't think these fans are very objective. Got the call there. 1 out. And Shepard has struck out 3 times.
Isaiah Campbell tried to go down and in with that breaking ball, but instead comes back down and in with that heater still in the mid-90s.
Campbell's high for total pitches is 105. He's at 101 right now with 7 strikeouts, and he remains in the game. Adam Oviedo, who was reached twice on a base hit and a walk. TCU had a chance in the 7th, bringing the tying run to the plate. Zach Humphreys hit a sac fly, then Andrew Kiefer was retired on a pop-out. Oviedo hitting around 300 with 3 home runs and 33 batted in. Two balls, 1 strike. Arkansas trying to make it to the regional final, win it, and then host next week in the Super Regionals. Such an advantage in being a national seed.
That's the incentive. And then seeing this venue and the fans that fill it, you can understand why. It's
certainly
an advantage.
I think attendance is just going to go up. Although there's hardly an empty seat tonight. Maybe a spot on the lawn. Maybe not. Fans into the game. Campbell's just getting better.
90-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees, on the corner. Tough to deal with. Opitz, again, an excellent job of framing that pitch. That's something that can't be overlooked. I mean, that's a tough pitch to frame. Present it to the umpire, and one of the toughest, but Opitz is as good as anybody at framing that pitch down.
Josh Watson is 0 for 3. Hunter Wolf, who can hit the long one, follows. He's 0 for 3. TCU has managed just 4 hits, and 2 of those were in the 7th. Just 1 of the 4 has been for extra bases. Towards center field, that should end the 8th. And another ovation for Isaiah Campbell. If Arkansas wins this regional, it would host the Super Regional against the winner from Ole Miss in Oxford. Right now, Ole Miss leading Clemson 5-1, and that game has gone through 7. Maybe time to bring in Matt Cronin for the 9th inning to end the show. As Isaiah Campbell has been outstanding tonight.
He's putting on his running shoes. That means his night is done.
Yes, sir. Trevor Ezel to start the Arkansas 9th against Cal Coughlin, who had a very good 8th inning after a leadoff double was yielded. Coughlin came on against Franklin on a 1-2 pitch, struck him out, got a fly out, and then punched out Casey Opitz. I'm not sure what the 64th and last team should look like, but I don't think TCU is anywhere near close to it.
Well, they performed well in this tournament. And a late run in that Big 12 tournament is what really sealed the deal. And not to mention the 12 wins against the top 50.
TCU was nearly looking at playing a triple header in that Big 12 tournament due to weather. The conclusion of one game followed by a doubleheader to get back on point.
They had to overcome a lot of injuries and really got a lift when Jared Jancic could come back. He's one of those quality arms that TCU can roll out there, and they are tough in any series.
How about his status for tomorrow, do you think?
Well, I think he would get the ball no matter how this game works out. But Jim Schlossnagle knows his staff better than anybody else, but they've had to overcome quite a few injuries and have performed well in this regional.
And it was Trevor Ezel's double with 2 outs in the 6th that provided what's turned out to be a mighty significant insurance run At that time, it made it 3-0. And he's had a quality night tonight after striking out 3 consecutive hits and back-to-back doubles. Well, despite the gauntlet that everybody ran through in the SEC tournament, SEC teams are doing quite well. I watched most of the games on the SEC network. I'm sure you caught some of those while you're working your Big Ten package, and nonetheless, I mean, it felt like that tournament lasted a month.
It did, and you got heavyweights just going at each other. This tournament, I think, to your point, they're glad to be playing somebody else other than the conference.
Sure. Popped up. Headed to short left field. Going to be a tough play. And Ezell is going to stop him with a double.
This is why you always hustle when the defensive woes creep in for TCU. Watson never saw the ball. You could tell by the route that he was taking. The fielders were not trying to point it out to him, but he lost it as it went up above the lights. This is going to turn into a double for Ezell, but he's hustling out of the box. He's not taking it for granted this ball is going to be caught. It's not. By the time Watson could find it, that ball had fallen. Razorbacks have a runner in scoring position to lead off the 9th inning.
And for Trevor Ezell, his 3rd double of the night and his 4th consecutive hit. And we know Casey Martin has been struggling at the bat. I wonder if he'll try to move him along with a bunt. Martin tonight 0 for 4. Instead swinging, strike 1. Razorback started the 8th with a double, failed to score. In fact, failed to move Kenley from second base. Had a lot of opportunities tonight. We're able to cash in the 6th. There's the bunt. Back to the pitcher. Nicely done by Martin. And now Trevor Ezell to third base. And so the infield will have to come in.
And the Razorbacks execute the fundamental as Martin. This isn't a perfect bunt, but it's enough to pull Coughlin off the mound. That allows Ezell to advance to third.
And the beauty of these fans, and I've mentioned this on a couple of occasions, how knowledgeable they are, giving Martin a huge ovation. As much as he has struggled with the bat lately, laid down a perfect bunt, and he's acknowledged for it.
Well, these Hog fans love seeing fundamental baseball, and these pitching change by Jim Schlossnagle will, of course, trigger the fans calling the Hogs.
While the Baby Shark cam is being performed, let us remind you the ESPN Networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage on ESPN2, ESPNU, the SEC Network, and ESPN3, whip-around coverage. Also available through ESPN3, the Bases Loaded channel, all coverage available on the ESPN app. Hosts are Matt Schick and Mike Rooney. I wonder if they could do that. Probably not. And everybody knows the routine here on 11,000. That's what amazes me. Not that everybody's doing it.
Now batting for the Razorbacks, number 10.
Augie Bill Power, the left-hander, is in the game. The pride and joy of Quantico, Wisconsin.
Well, this is the statistical play by Jim Schlossnagle. You've got 4 lefties coming up. Lefty on lefty matchup. He's bringing the infield in.
Opposing batters hitting just 185 against Milbauer, who in one of the college baseball classics at Dodger Stadium recorded 4 strikeouts. What a thrill that must have been. Matt Goodhart at the plate. Runner at third here in the 9th. Wave and a miss, 0-2.
Good life on that fastball at 95 in underneath the hands of Goodhart. Tied him up. One of the reasons TCU got into this tournament is they passed the eye test and were one of those teams that somebody would least like to face in this regional. And they've shown that.
Yeah.
They have got pitching that can dominate like that.
It's a big strikeout there by Milbauer. 2 outs.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Good night is this fastball on the outside part of the plate. Goodhart could not pull the trigger. Now with 2 outs, TCU can return to their normal defensive position.
Hogs have left a man on in every inning but 2 so far. Dominic Fletcher 0 for 4. Strike 1. Looking ahead to the Frogs' 9th, heart of the order. Hunter Wolf to lead off 2, 3, and 4. Milbauer again from the high stretch. Now 2 balls and a strike. Kerstad would bat next. We'll see how important an insurance run might be, pending what happens in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs and the 2-1 pitch with a runner at third. Now 2-2. Three, 9, and 0 for Arkansas. TCU totals 1, 4, and 1. Frogs came in post play hitting .330. They have been stymied tonight.
Nice job by Fletcher to spoil a tough pitch. There's that firm fastball on the outside part of the plate. Fletcher able to get to it.
It is not a significant advantage, but the loser of this game will have a couple hours more rest than Cal did from Friday night into Saturday. As we started play today at noon, tomorrow we'll start at 2 o'clock Arkansas time, which is in the Central Time Zone. Once again, the 2-2 from Milbauer. It has been a clean game tonight, -1 error that figured in the 3-run Arkansas 6th. And that was determined after an overturn by replay. The pitch. Inning over. For the Frogs, 2 runs to tie and 3 runs to win. Hunter Wolf will start it off in the bottom of the 9th. Isaiah Campbell's night is done. After a most effective night through 8 innings, now it's up to the save master, Matt Cronin, to close the deal. And this was just moments ago out of the bullpen. Little drink of water. Well, Not as if he wasn't paying attention.
Oh, left-handed pitcher, what can you expect? As Matt Cronin comes in, and he's been a dominant one at that.
You want to repeat that?
He throws 92 to 96 miles an hour. He's got a curveball. He's a two-pitch pitcher. He pitched for Team USA last summer, but is the one who nails the games down for this Razorback team.
Had 14 saves last year. You saw the number of saves this year. Has made 6 appearances in the College World Series. He's from Navarre, Florida, which is in the area of the Panhandle. Isaiah's numbers for tonight: tying a career high, going 8 and pitches 108, allowed just 4 hits. And here we go with Hunter Wolf to lead off the last of the night. Wolf 0 for 3, Jake Gunther 1 for 3, Austin Henry 1 for 3 are scheduled to bat. Solid ERA of just a shade above 2. And if we get to 2 outs, this crowd will really encourage Cronin to close the door again. Here we go. Wolf, after a monster night last night, has been held hitless tonight. And has failed to get the ball out of the infield.
Well, it's tough to catch up to 96 and 97. Cronin gets ahead.
Ball, 2 strikes. Now 2-2. And the battle of anxieties between pitcher and hitter. Popped up on the infield. Who's going to get it? Opitz handles, 1 out.
That's Opitz's play, is when that ball's hit straight up like that, it tends to spin back towards the field. That's why you'll see catchers and position players spin around. Opitz does it to perfection there to get the first out.
Now Jake Gunther, 1 for 3 in this game. Gunther deprived of a home run that just barely missed, landing inside the right field foul pole. That play was reviewed when the game was scoreless, and the call was confirmed as a foul ball. Oh, and 2. Gunther 2 for 6 in the regional with a run scored.
Cronin went back to that big breaker, does not get the call.
Towards center field, hit pretty deep, but not deep enough for Dominic Fletcher. Two outs, so now everybody will stand as they look for the knockout punch.
Number 3, Austin Henry.
Austin Henry, TCU's last hope. Double back in the 7th, 1 for 3. Johnny Reiser hoping for a chance. And if he gets the chance, he has 11 home runs going into that at bat. 2-0. Liable to make this crowd of 11,000 even a little more nervous. Reiser's hit 2 balls to the outfield. Something to note if he does get an opportunity. 2-0 to Henry, 2 outs. Now 3-0.
And becomes important for Arkansas and Matt Cronin to battle back, because if Henry reaches, the obvious is tying run comes to the plate.
Three and one. Do you take another one here?
Absolutely. In the scheme of things, Henry's run doesn't mean anything right now, or a base hit. You want to get that guy on deck, up to the plate, take your chances. You'll see the same pitch, likely 3-2, that you'll see 3-1.
Full count. Arkansas strike away. And Cronin will allow this crowd to recognize it. We'll let you at home enjoy.
Healthy cut by Henry on that fastball. That's what you got to gear up for if you're Austin Henry right now. Try to adjust the breaking ball if he throws it on 3-2. But odds are he's going to get a fastball and a firm one.
Closing time for Arkansas. Can it finish the deal with this pitch? Johnny Reiser in the on-deck circle, hoping for a chance with long ball potential. Great theater tonight here in Fayetteville.
Got a battle going on. Henry hanging tough on these mid-90s fastballs off. Straight back.
Isaiah Campbell watching the 9th pitch of this at bat. Another deep breath by Henry. And another 3-2 pitch. Game over.
It was a dominant pitching performance by Isaiah Campbell as he goes 8 strong innings with 8 strikeouts, just giving up the 1 run. And disciplined. Arkansas at bats waited out. Major League arm Nick Lodolo. Matt Cronin comes in to shut it down after Arkansas was able to manufacture 3 runs. And they head straight to the regional final, undefeated.
3-hour game. Won by Arkansas, 3-1. Now to the regional final. Scott mentioned TCU back tomorrow afternoon to try to stay alive in an elimination game with Central Connecticut. We thank you for watching. For Scott Pose and our entire crew, I'm